It's time to spill the tea. So some people are going to university and some people are going to uni. But I was like, oh my gosh, everyone at LSE is gonna be in finance, bro. Oh my gosh, applications are gonna close in like 20 minutes. Like, what am I gonna do? Everyone is so locked in that I was like scared for my life. Flashbacks. Like, Anaya, please do your homework. You keep your stress, I'll keep my stress. This is the summer ball that we're talking about, and we're asking, are there going to be networking opportunities? A row of people's laptops on Tracker, Bristol Finance Track. And I'd be like, guys, I actually can't cope. You're not going to be like gallivanting and frolicking around in the fields all day, every day, forever. No, genuinely, like, someone needs to quickly explain to me what that actually means. Are we at LSE because we care about careers, or is it a result of me being at LSE and a result of me thinking that everyone cares about careers that I keep talking about careers? What I wish I'd known, like, from day one. LSE is so I'm drinking vanilla tea right now if anyone cares, but really the tea that we're about to be spilling is the tea on LSE. So let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Anaya. If you're new here, and by that I mean you haven't seen this face before, hi, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. And if you're old here, welcome back. Today I'm so excited to be filming this video because I have just finished my first year of LSE, literally as of like a week ago. And so I thought I had all the information necessary to record this video, which I'm titling Spilling the Tea on LSE, and basically tell you everything I've learned about LSE and the honest truth of what it's like to study here. And so whether you're thinking of applying, whether you've got an offer and you're thinking of firming, or whether you're literally a current/alumni student, I just thought it could also be a cute little relatable video as well. And let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything that I'm saying. But yeah, without further ado, I would like to get into this video, but I do need to do a quick disclaimer. The first part of the disclaimer is that I don't want to be clickbaity, but I actually do love LSE as a uni. Like, I've really enjoyed my first year. So this isn't going to be like a huge rant video about everything I hate about LSE, but it is going to be honest. I promise it will be honest. And the second thing is, my experience is my experience. I can't promise that we will have the same experience. Clearly, I wouldn't say take my word as gospel truth, but I would say I'm being honest about like how I found it. So yeah, let's get into it. Woo! So I thought I would separate this video into 3 different sections. So the first section is going to be spilling the tea on academics, and then spilling the tea on kind of the social aspect of LSE, the social life, and then finally spilling the tea on like opportunities and career stuff, because I know that that is what LSE is like very famous for, and I have to talk about it. Like, I just have to. Not to be the stereotype of always talking about careers, but like I have to. And then I think I'm going to do a separate video on misconceptions. I think that would be so fun to film. So let me know any of your misconceptions. So, spilling the tea on academics at LSE. First of all, let me do a breakdown of what academics looks like at LSE. So, I study management. Sorry, I didn't say that before, but I study management. And within LSE, obviously, you're going to have your lectures, and for each module, we had either 1 or 2 lectures a week. And then your lecturers are going to give you like all the slides beforehand. The lectures are always recorded. And then that you have homework. Some of the homework you have to hand in like every week as an assignment. And this is like for management specifically. And then some of the homework you don't have to hand in, but every module you're always going to go through the homework in class. Now, obviously, you're going to have not so great lecturers. It's like a part of uni. I'm sorry, but I think in general the help is there if you need it, and that's what I didn't have as much trust in the beginning, because everyone says like the help is there if you need it, but it actually is. One thing that we have, guys, which is actually super cool, and now I feel like I'm doing an ad for LSE, but we have this thing called LSE Life, and it's basically like this, I don't know what to call it, but it's like the section of the library that you can go to and just like talk to them about like studying. So I was so concerned for myself. Both sets of exams, January and May exams. And so before my Jan exams, I went to these people in the LSE Life and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, can you help me like revise? Like, where am I? Like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? The tea on academics is you're gonna have to teach things to yourself. But one good thing about that is we have like a Claude subscription that they give us. Sorry, I'm laughing because like I heavily relied on Claude the whole year. Like Claude was my best friend in terms of like explaining. So the person who was like a second year and he was like the leader of my ACS family, he told me like just put the slides into Claude and put the lecture recording into Claude and get it to like synthesize all the information and make the notes and like explain it. Bro, bro, that was so good. Why did I not think of that myself? Sometimes you are gonna have to teach yourself, but it is uni, and that is what I wish I'd known like from day one. People say it to you, but you don't really clock it. You don't get it until you get it, and you're like, wait, no one's actually calling me up telling me to come to my classes. Like I actually have to look in and I actually have to do this for myself. And so that's why I was like struggling more so with exams, because I hadn't managed my time properly, because I hadn't managed all the revision that I should have just been doing like slowly throughout the weeks, blah blah. I was doing like everything like the week before. Flashbacks. I have to talk about the library. And so one thing that was so funny to me, and obviously I can't really compare it to other unis, but what was so funny is like how packed the library gets during exam season. Like everyone is so locked in that I was like scared for my life, but it was fun. And like by the end of exam season I was like library by 9 a.m, like lock me there till 9 p.m. like it was like a community feel. Like it was really fun. And so I think that, yeah, people at LSE are clearly very, very, very smart, and it really drives you, it really motivates you. I'm not even kidding you. I am not even kidding. Driving in that library every day for a week and tell me it doesn't rub off on you, because you actually like, okay, everyone's so locked in, like I want to be like this. When people need to be locked in, they will be locked in, and I think that's just a way of life. And all unis probably have like a really busy library in exam season. Like my friends at Birmingham and my friends at UCL, like they said the same thing, but I just thought I had to say it because it was just really funny. Like people were like fighting for seats, like I was fighting for seats. Like it was like the Hunger Games. Like it wasn't really, guys, no, it just makes me laugh because like, yeah, we are locked in. Okay, so yeah, that's the tea on academics. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, let's get into the social life. There is a misconception that if you go to LSE, you won't have a social life, or it's harder to have a social life. And I will say it like every time someone asks me this: if you want to have a social life, you will have a social life. Equally, it is very possible to sit in the library all day, every day, and find something to be productive for. Like I can see it happening. So if someone came to me and was like, Anaya, like I have no social life, I've been in the library for months, I can't even have time to see my friends, I kind of see a reality where that could be the case. If someone said I don't have a social life because I'm working so much, especially with uni and applications, and if you have like a part-time job or something, and you, I don't know, you're like, you've got a long commute and blah blah, and you like love your 8-9 hours of sleep, like I can see where like if you time block, maybe there might not be that much space. But me personally, a person who loves to talk, clearly I have to make time to see my friends. Like it's like a non-negotiable. I think someone made the joke where I was like, uni is my side hustle. Yes, it is. And so some people are going to university and some people are going to uni. You just have to decide. Genuinely, I think that London is the best place to have a social life. Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't have a social life at LSE? Like, no, genuinely, like, someone needs to quickly explain to me what that actually means. Because, like, I had friends who were going out every night. I think being in London also, it gives you so much variety. So whether you drink, whether you don't drink, whether you want to be out with like a group of friends, you want to do like solo dates, whether you want to constantly be meeting new people, or you want to like, genuinely, whatever your definition of a social life is. I don't drink, so I'm not like clubbing, but like people are clubbing. So that's nothing to be worried about if that's what you want to be doing. Like everyone just needs to relax about the social life thing. I genuinely, like, who started the rumours? Like obviously I have friends who were like, okay, can't hang out, I have to be locked in. That makes sense. You're not going to be like gallivanting and frolicking around in the fields all day, every day, forever. And then also the second kind of section of this social life thing is like the people at LSE and what they like. I was scared about the finance bros, but I was like, oh my gosh, everyone at LSE is going to be a finance bro. Like, how am I going to make friends? Like, we don't have anything in common. Like, I don't think of myself as a finance bro, but a lot of people would disagree with that. So I'll take that title proudly, in a sense. But anyway, I was so scared. I was like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna meet anyone. Like, No. First of all, everyone needs to remember that uni is a big place. Like, LSE is a small university compared to like other unis, because we are just focused on social sciences, so we don't have like all the STEM subjects, all the humanities subjects that would make like a uni like UCL so much bigger. But you have to remember that there are so many people at uni, like so many people. If you think about all the people in your comm, all the people in your course, all the people in the societies that you join, all the people that you just randomly meet, like friends of friends, there are so many people to meet and so many people to become friends with, that I think that whether you're really like out there, you're like hi, or you're like more introverted and like more shy, I think it's still a really good place to meet people and make friends with people from everywhere. And I think that's what really struck me the first week of uni. It was slightly like overwhelming, like the first day, because I was like, where are my London girls at? But then I was like, wait, like this is so cool, because everyone's from like different countries, different continents, different cultures, different backgrounds, and it's just so fun, like meeting people from so many different places. So in conclusion, having a social life is so possible. The third bit about social life is the different societies and stuff. I think that joining societies is like the best, or maybe the quickest way to form a group. I think it's actually such a good way to make friends and meet people. So LSE has so many different societies, so many different clubs. See them all in Freshers Fair. So there's the sports societies, there's like the faith societies, cultural societies, and then the career societies. Scary. We'll talk about that more later. But yeah, and then there's like random hobby societies, etc. So that's how I really found my people, because I joined Christian Union and that was so fun. But I would say yes and put yourself out there, make an effort, genuinely nothing to worry about. And I'm saying that as like an extroverted person, but genuinely like wherever you are on the spectrum of like introvert to extrovert, you will be fine. Like, I promise you'll be fine. And if not, we can be besties. Okay, let's get into the third section, which is the tea on opportunities. The rumours are true. I hate to break it to you, the rumours are true. Like, LSE is very like careers focused. And let me explain. First of all, the institution of LSE, they are very clear about their brand. And so there is career support and there is careers help. Let's go back to what I was talking about with the careers societies, okay? There's this big society called Business Investments Group, I think. Business and Investments Group. You can tell like I'm not part of Business and Investments Group, but it's basically called LSE Big, and it's like the biggest society. It's really cool, right? And they have speakers coming in, and it's basically like lots of ways to network, I'm pretty sure. And then I think when I joined in Freshers, I joined like the asset management group chat, private equity group chat, investment banking group chat, consulting group chat, like all the group chats. And then they'll have like speakers and they'll be like, oh, this person's coming today, this person's coming today. Personally, I didn't go to that many. So that's the first thing. Let's jump to like actual career support. So we had like a careers advisor specifically for the Department of Management. So I'm pretty sure, like my friend from law was also saying this, so I'm pretty sure that for all the departments they'll have like careers as a career specific advisor, and then you can probably find like the LSE general careers advisors. In fact, I'm like highly sure that's true. I remember in Freshers we had this like at least two sessions on like careers, and I was like, babes, we've just started uni. But like, I'm never complaining about that because I love to be set up for success. Like, okay, so now let's talk about the culture of like LSE students and like the focus on careers. I think it's almost like a nature versus nurture thing, as in, my question is, are we at LSE because we care about careers, or is it a result of me being at LSE and a result of me thinking that everyone cares about careers that I keep talking about careers? But either way, the conversations do arise. I will never forget first few weeks of uni. Then I asked people and I was like, okay, so what are you doing? And they were like, oh my gosh, applications are gonna close in like 20 minutes. Like, what am I gonna do? There were moments where I felt like really behind. It was a lot. Because the job market is so bad right now. Like, are we really complaining that people are making a lot of applications? Not really. I did feel a bit of pressure though in the beginning, but then I was just like, you keep your stress, I'll keep my stress. Like, I'd be in my lecture, on the rare occasion I was in a lecture, and I'd like just be looking around the lecture hall, and I see like a row of people's laptops on Tracker, Bristol Finance Tracker. And I'd be like, guys, I actually can't code. Like, basically, Tracker is like, it was a website and it's got a list of all of the companies and like what springs they've got and when they open and when they close, and like if you have to do a cover letter, if you have to do a CV or whatever. So it's like this whole website. You just scroll through and it's like, this one opened yesterday, this one opened like last week. And so that's why it's like kind of stressful. My main advice in that area would be, don't take on other people's pressure. You do what you want to do. If you don't want to go into investment banking, don't go into investment banking. If you do want to go into investment banking, do everything you can to get into investment banking. Like, I think that is fair to say. So yeah, just because everyone's doing 100 applications, that does not need to be you. But if you want to guarantee like a spring for every week of Easter, probably do 100 applications. I did between like 23, 25 applications and I got 2 springs. There's only one conversation that I had where I felt like if I had said, oh, I haven't applied to any springs, then I would have been judged. But that's like one conversation out of many. So like many conversations I've had, if someone asked me, oh, how many springs have you applied to? And I said 0, I wouldn't have felt judged. They would have been like, oh, okay, whatever, and moved on. One thing I have to say though, really funny, we have a summer ball in a couple weeks, and on the on the frequently asked questions of like the ball, like what do I wear, what's the dress code, like what food is there gonna be, etc, etc, one of the FAQs was, are there gonna be networking opportunities? Guys, does anyone else not find this funny? Because I find this hilarious. This is the summer ball that we're talking about and we're asking, are there going to be networking opportunities? But yeah, thank you for spilling the tea with me. I had so much fun. I'm sorry if the tea wasn't that hot, but as I said in my disclaimer, like, I do love LSE, so it wasn't piping hot, but it was honest. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end of this video, comment a tea emoji. Let me know in the comments though whether you agree or disagree with anything that I've said. I definitely want to hear from you guys. And obviously like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. And look forward to more of my videos and vlogs. No, because first year was actually so chaotic that I genuinely didn't have the energy to vlog. But that will all change. So isn't my cup so cute? It's got like piglet on it. It's so cute. It's so cute. But yeah, thanks for watching.